Hello, everyone. It's your boy Snazzy. Welcome back. Today, we're gonna be talking about some Disney stuff happening, right? With the current thing they're going through, which is Sora shutting down and you know that stock not looking so well, it's still up there, but dropping $8 is probably not the best start for the new CEO of the I was about to say Destiny, Disney. Right? Not a good start. Coming from $100 to now a $92. Yeah, not a good start for Homeboy. Uh, not looking good. But before we jump into today's video, right, about this topic, right? Has anyone else noticed their timeline for Twitter? Right, I'm pretty sure a lot of people's been talking about it. Like, as you can see, this is my homepage. This is literally my home. This is my home, my For You page. It is nothing but Japan and America, right? Which is pretty funny, right? I guess pretty funny. I think it's okay, but it's been pretty wholesome, pretty cool, right? You've been seeing videos like this, um, and it's like, hey, maybe it should stay like this. Who knows? But let's jump into today's video. I guess we can jump straight into it, right? I'll make sure to cut a lot of the boring parts out, and I'll leave a link to this article in the comments. I'll pin it for you guys. Right? Hollywood's relationship with AI companies has shifted in recent months from denial to ownership and control, with all major studios closing deals that give them their own slice of the lucrative technology. In December 2025, Disney seemed to leap ahead of the pack when it announced a 1 billion investment in OpenAI that would allow users to develop AI videos on Sora to include more than 200 characters. You already understand that, Star Wars characters, uh, any big IP that Disney has, you can make characters. You can make your own shit with their own characters, right? You get that, right? That's obvious, right? We can skip that part. Before going to business with OpenAI, Disney waged war on almost every major American AI company, starting with popular startups, Midjourney and Minimax, which Disney, NBC Universal, and Warner Bros. Discovery successfully sued for a copyright infringement in June 2025. Despite losing the lawsuit, Midjourney, this part was very funny, very funny. And before we even read the rest, let me go to it, right? Because what happened, right? Like what are they about to say, right? Their employees were using their AI, right? So you had people from some of these companies. I think it was they only pointed out two, but potentially a lot of the employees from probably all these studios were using their AI to for some work, right? Most likely to kind of come up with some ideas and using some of their characters or whatever, right? You can come up with anything, and possibly that's what they definitely did. It's a possibility that they did that, right? Right? And we're gonna read the part that all right, we're gonna read both of these parts. The response also states that many dozens of Midjourney's subscribers have emails addressed linked to Disney and Universal, suggesting the studio's own employees are also using the servers. Midjourney's lawsuit also noted that Disney's CEO Bob Iger spoke approving of AI during an annual meeting in March, saying that the technology is an invaluable tool for artists, which is not, which is true, which is true. Some artists hate AI. They really hate AI, but I think it's a good tool if you use it properly, right? Uh, Plaintiffs cannot have it both ways, seeking to profit through their use of Midjourneys and other generative AI tools from industry standard AI training practices on one hand, while on the other hand accusing Midjourney of wrongdoing for the same thing, basically. But let's continue, right? That moment, pretty crazy. Because like they said, like they got their hand in the cookie jar, you know, and they're trying to take the cookie out. They got caught trying to take the cookies because of their employees, where people people at these studios, these large studios, were using their AI, right? Essentially contributing to training their AI through Midjourney's AI. Pretty funny, right? Right. Disney, on the other hand, moved on to the next patient. Meta and Google then acquired uh AI partner Character AI. It has come to Disney's attention that Character Technologies Inc. Character AI has been using Disney's copyright characters as an interactive uh chatbots in its commercial character AI service without authorization. Read the letter from Disney's lawyers to Character AI per Variety. In response to the letter, both Character AI and Meta removed Disney characters from their chatbots, marking Disney's second victory. So I'm assuming it's probably like one of those sites where you probably go interact with a bunch of bots, and you came across um probably came across some Disney uh, bots. Most likely, right? Most likely. And it kind of, I'm assuming it's like, you let me know. I could be wrong about this. Probably like one of those sites where you can interact. It's like what I said, and I think I've seen some sites like this. Like I've seen a VTuber one where there's a bunch of VTubers, your AI VTubers of your favorite VTuber. Um, I've seen a few of those. Right? It's probably something like that, right? Right, with this character AI, I'm assuming, right? Uh the peak of Disney's war came on December 10th, 2025, just before the company announced the breakthrough of its $1 billion deal with OpenAI. In another cease and desist letter, Disney accused Google of copyright infringement, adding links to AI generated YouTube videos containing Disney licensed characters in a highly publicized accusation. Um, I'm assuming most of those Star Wars videos were probably nuked off of YouTube, most likely, right? I'm gonna assume, right? I'm gonna assume, right, based off of this, because they have to remove YouTube had to remove every single YouTube video related to Disney characters. So probably those clone videos, those clone AI videos, they had to remove those most likely, right? Most likely. I would assume, right? Someone check. I'm gonna check right after this video, most likely. Um, so yeah. On the same day, Disney announced to integrate integration of OpenAI service into the company. Basically, what they did, they allowed people to, make prompts of any Disney characters, just like, whatever character in Disney, right? So you can do that, and mainly because they what Sora was touted as the AI version of TikTok, as the app have soared to the top of the charts on the iOS App Store just 2 months earlier after its launch in 2024. Sora's output of high quality of cinematic videos were largely unmatched by competitors, leading to high expectations on its future, which was quite naturally a shocker that right, a few days, not a few days later, but as we see now, Sora's out of here, right? OpenAI is out of here. They shut down. They did it to focus on AGI technologies, on fixing real world issues. I'm assuming that's what they said. Um, yeah, but you see these comments. First thing I saw, oh my dude, some of these kind of But I was like, what the hell is what's Prize Picks doing here? Like, why we got Prize Picks here commenting on Sora AI's shutdown, right? Like, I just thought that was funny. I was like, dude, what the heck? Someone might see something else if they go check this post. They're like, wait, if you even go further down, you'll probably see like someone else, right? Right? I thought this was hilarious though, right? This shit was hilarious. It was like, dude, what are they doing here? Like, of all companies to see here, like, why is Prize Picks here? But you know, Disney, they were shocked by this, right? I think Disney, for the most part, was not prepared for this, right? Because, and I'll sum up the rest, right? Because we don't need to read the rest, right? They were not ready for this, 100%, right? They were fully committed to these guys. They were invested in these guys. They didn't lose 1 billion because they didn't commit to that yet. They didn't give them 1 billion yet. They didn't give it yet. They didn't lose that, but quite naturally, they lose an AI partner. And the problem is what they're having right now is what they're going to have is that they can't really they just waged war on a bunch of AIs, right? Like you just saw that, right? They waged war on a bunch of AIs companies, and who's going to want to partner with them after doing that? And mind you, even if they wanted to, most of it talks about it like right here, like most of the big companies like Warner Bros. uh and Netflix, most of them, Universal Studio, they've locked in themselves with a bunch of the AI companies for their own personal reasons, for the things that they need for their platforms. So a lot of these companies are now ahead of Disney, while Disney has now been set back due to this shutdown. Unfortunately for them, unfortunately for them, right? And it's like, what? Right now, they could, right, as you can see here, they could partner with, Elon Musk, Grok, and this other one. I don't know what this one is. Uh, Beat Dance, Seed Dance 2.0. I don't know what that one is, but quite actually, I think they would take, like they said, they would have a PR hit if they did that, because then people would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna team up with, Elon Musk, ill, right?" You don't know what could happen. Their stock could drop even from that happening. So it's like they don't even probably want to take that risk, right? They probably don't even want to take that risk whatsoever. And it is what it is, right? Unfortunate for them. I guess there's other reasons why probably Sora probably shut down due to they don't have a good they don't got good history, right? They just don't, right? It doesn't look good. They had a lot of lawsuits, I'm pretty sure, and they weren't making money. I think, or is it? They weren't making enough money. They were they only made like 1.5, well, 1.15 million, right? They didn't make that much, right? Compared to like Grok that made like a billion. I mean, not Grok, Chat GPT, right? Made a lot of, yeah, they made 1.40 million, right? Compared to Chat GPT, right? And then I guess I should talk about this one. Copy leaks, they did like their own little research, and people were like finding ways around sexually suggestive content. We would go over, I guess we would read through it just real quick. Uh, but to give you an idea what was happening is that you have people who are using these people, probably like popular people, like some people are using Jake Paul and Aiden Ross in explicit situations. Right? Not gonna do the research on that. You can do that yourself. But apparently people were doing that with this with Sora AI, right? Um, what is it? They were doing that, and they were just finding ways around getting around that policy, which is, you would say, pretty creative, because people will find a way to do something even if they have to allude to the fact that, hey, this is what's happening here, right? So let's read just I think it's just these parts, and then some of these are just reiterating those same things. Uh, as an example, a member of CopyLeak's research team was algorithmically served a video featuring a woman in a bedroom setting. The video appeared to be an effort to circumvent Soros' content policies and simulate sexual activity. The woman's whose likeness was used via Soros Cameo featured to be a real user on the platform. Not sure what I even clicked on it and it didn't even like tell us who it was. It is not clear if she's consented to being depicted this way. Multiple versions of this video existed. This is a feature on Sora called remixing, where users can make changes to an existing video by editing the prompt, easily creating variations of the original. This can apply to cameo videos. One version of the video discussed here was remixed to feature celebrity Jake Paul with the woman. These videos were eventually deleted. Okay, this is probably one of the many reasons, but quite naturally not the only reason why Sora finally shut down. Due to right, they want to focus on other things, but there's probably some negative things that the reason why they did it, and I named one of them, not making them much money, compared to other AI companies, and then not being able to allocate their resources properly because they were using so much in one team. But let's continue. Following the trail, clicking through these profile pages of the women featured in the video, checking her cameo section revealed more sexually suggestive AI videos using her likeness, videos portraying her as a giantess, crushing men, for example, and another scenario with sexual undertones. It's unclear to what degree she knows these exist or explicitly consented to these types of content. Cameos give users the option, allowing everyone, all users on the platform, to make videos of them. On her page, there is an easily viewable cameo showing her building a sandcastle. The sandcastle is a planet shape and ends with water shooting from the top, which seems designed to simulate a sexual act. Scrolling through related videos, we saw another version of the sandcastle video, this time featuring a well known female YouTuber made with the cameo feature make the water coming out of this castle splash her. Reads one user prompt, have her face get close to the castle. Reads another. I guess we can read like a recurring one. Our review identified additional accounts generating similar content that remains publicly accessible. In another instance, an account produced sexually suggestive videos featuring a different individual. As in the previous example, the individual is depicted in a bedroom setting in such video. Um, the subject is shown crying. Documentation does not indicate if the individual is aware of these videos or have provided consent for their likeness to be used in this content. And quite naturally, this next one's crazy. The same account also generated separate videos featuring the likeness of Jake Paul and Aiden Ross in the scenario appearing to be depicted sexual activity. Similar content from another account accessible via the platform's remix feature, which allow users to view variations of original prompt. So quite naturally, um, the whole point is that people were finding a way around the guidelines, the policies to make explicit content on Sora AI. And like I said, this is not the main reason why they shut down, but it's one of the many things, right? You have many other reasons for sure. And it is what it is, right? It is what it is, right? It's a bad look for the new CEO of the company, because the stock went down on right, it went down $8, right? They lose a partner in in the growth of AI, and they were ahead of everyone, right? They were ahead of everyone when they signed. with Sora, right? With OpenAI. And now that's gone, right? That's gone entirely. They've been set back. So now they got to find someone else, but they've caused themselves a major headache because they've just, what, for 2 years before all this, they waged war against AI entirely. And we're against AI, right? And against AI using, training using Disney, IP, right? So comment down below. I'll make sure to comment. I'll pin this. I'll pin this article for you guys to go see it. Leave a like, share, comment, do all those amazing things. I love you guys. Stay good, stay safe, everyone. Later.